Today, me and my dad are gonna be playing through and also voice acting through OneShot the Pancake episode. I'm really excited to do this. This is actually gonna be the third time I'm recording this.
This is a 10th anniversary special thing, right?
Yeah. This is gonna be the third time I'm recording this because of how the previous two times the recording broke. It just kept on stuttering and stuff, so thankfully we fixed it. So, yeah. Let's start.
Hi, everyone. As you know, it's the 10-year anniversary of OneShot. Well, the original version anyway. So I thought I'd decorate the cafe. We opened extra early today, so nobody's shown up yet.
Except me. Okay, that's enough. Nico would be 18 if this was canon.
Yeah. Oh, because it's been 10 years and he was 8.
Yeah. He would be 18 here.
When his catty self showed up at...
He's a person.
I know he's a person. He's a person who happens to be a cat.
When he's in this world. Oh, I completely forgot to read that. Oops. Can you guess what it is?
Does it involve a celebration cake? Of the pan variety?
How do you know?
Oh, you literally told me a minute ago. Before the camera turned on.
Oh, right. Today, I'll be showing everyone how to make Mama's special pancakes.
And I'll be...
And he'll be helping. Because he's a grown-up and I'm not old enough to use the stove without adult supervision.
But didn't you, set things on fire before?
I think antagonist counts as adult supervision.
Yeah, that's fair. Alright, then follow me to the kitchen.
Okay.
This is the kitchen. I cleaned it up pretty good. You'd never know that we had a fire last week.
Another one?
Right? Robots are surprisingly flammable.
That's the same letter that Musk sent everybody who worked at Twitter when they off.
My coworkers aren't here because they're still getting repaired for fire damage. So we won't have extra help today. Do you think you can handle it?
Of course. I help Mama out in the kitchen all the time. Especially when making pancakes. I even wrote down the recipe.
Whoa, so many pages. And surprisingly legible for crayon.
Like I said, these pancakes are very special, so I wrote a lot. It takes Mama a lot to make, start to finish. She even makes the syrup herself.
Wow. Sounds like a lot of work.
Sometimes in life, you gotta work hard.
Oh. It says here that we would need cups of things. What are cups?
Measuring cups?
You have to measure cups? Not sure if I get it.
Don't you cook for your job? How do you cook without measuring cups? Or measuring spoons? How do you know how much flour to use?
I weigh it?
Oh yeah, I hear that people in the city do that. It sounds like a hassle. They have to use a scale every time they cook.
Well, we do live in a city.
No, not your city, my city. The cities we have back home.
Right.
Using a scale all the time sounds hard. It'd be much easier if we had measuring cups and spoons.
I still don't know what those are, though. Like, amount-wise.
Maybe we need some help. Hold on.
Yes! Oh, you brought a friend.
Yep, and he's willing to help us. Willing isn't exactly the right word here. How's it going, my main man? This better be good. Of course. I wouldn't call you if it wasn't an emergency. Dire, sticky, sugary, delicious emergency. You want me to do gram conversions, don't you? Maybe. So much for this not being a pain in the... Assuming that you do not need perfect conversions, I should be able to help. This world is only calibrated to the metric system, so my database on other units has various has a very limited sample size. That does not account for various contingencies. So it might not be exactly. How much is a cup of flour weigh? 120 grams, roughly. Well, your answer's so fast. A simple query like that does not take long to do. How much is 3 cups of water weigh? 720 grams. How about half a cup of beans? Depends on the bean. Pinto. 70 grams. Why do you even need beans to make pancakes? How about 100 cups of ice cream? Vanilla. 21,400 grams, or 21.4 kilograms. Are you having fun? Is a kilogram of steel heavier than a kilogram of feathers? Do not test my patience. Reduced to a calculator.
I love you so much. I will talk to you tomorrow.
Okay, so he does not answer Nico's flower question yet. Now that Proto's here to help us, we can continue.
For those of you following along, you'd need a gram scale.
But if you're measuring cups and spoons like I do at home, you could use those instead. It would probably be a lot easier.
Next up is ingredients. Since this recipe is so long, we should probably split it into 3 parts. It kinda is 3 recipes in one.
That's what Mama does. You have to do it in a specific order for the best results.
Okay, I'll go get everything ready. Quite the list we have here.
Reduced to a calculator.
Have you ever had steamed buns, Nico? I've been making them a lot lately.
I've only heard of them. Is it like bread?
Kinda, but most of them have things inside.
Bread has things inside it too. Like flour. These are hazelnuts. Mama always starts with this step, where she turns hazelnuts into hazelnut candy. She sprinkles them on top of the pancakes later. She also says the rest of this recipe is pretty dangerous for a kid, so I only help out with the first steps. First, I cut a piece of parchment paper with scissors and put it on the baking pan, or anything that's heat-proof. Then you need to get a knife and a cutting board. I'm not old enough to use knives on my own either, so you'll have to do this part.
Okay.
Take about half a cup of hazelnuts, 65 grams, and cut them up like this. Then you pick out all the big pieces. You don't want the crumbs because they'll burn. You can save the crumbs, just mix them with hazelnut flour though.
Smart.
Now you need a frying pan, but not for pancakes. Toast the pieces on the pan on the low or medium heat for 5 minutes until they turn brown and smell nice. Careful though, you don't want it to burn.
They won't burn if I'm stirring them the whole time. Oh, I think it's just about done.
Oh, that's fast. It's only been 3 minutes.
All stoves and pans are a little different, so they heat up at different speeds.
Okay, then you turn off the heat and dump out all the hazelnuts onto a plate or bowl.
Or just the counter if it's clean.
Then you wipe down the pan really good with a damp towel to get rid of all the burnt bits.
You can put the pan back on the warm stove to evaporate off the water. You need the pan dry for the next step.
Now the skin should be loose on the hazelnut pieces, so you can roll off the pieces between your hands to get all the skin off. Are they cool enough to touch yet?
Yeah.
Ooh, let me do it. Mama always lets me do this part. I like to use my sleeves. Wait, Mama isn't around to wash my coat afterwards. If you have to use your bare hands, it'll probably take longer.
Why not just use a towel?
Smart! But now all the skin will come off, and that's okay. And then just put the hazelnuts back into the pan just like last time. Don't put in any crumbs.
I'll just throw the crumbs away this time, since it's mostly just skin and burnt bits anyway.
Then you add a 1/4 cup of sugar to the pan, 50 grams. Now turn the pan on low heat and you should melt the sugar while stirring the pan. Well, it all says melted sugar is super hot, so it can really hurt if you touch it. I'll stay over here. I can't believe something as tasty as sugar can be so dangerous. The sugar should start to melt at around 5 minutes.
It might be different for this stove, though.
Once it melts, stir it even more. You want it to melt all the sugar and coat the hazelnut pieces in it with it. Mine usually keeps it on the stove for another 3 minutes or so, for all the sugar to melt.
Okay, I'll keep stirring.
Be careful, okay?
I'll be fine. Oh!
Did you burn yourself?
No. Just surprised it melted as fast as it did.
Don't scare me like that.
I think it's done, though.
Okay. Take it out the heat. Hurry. Then you just dump everything out again. This time onto parchment paper.
I'll pour it in a thin layer, since I assume we don't want big clusters that'll be tough to break up later.
They'll stick together at least a little bit. And again, it's really hot, so definitely don't touch it. But once it's cool, you can chop them up on a cutting board. Don't try to break them up with your hands, though. They're going to be as sharp as glass. Another cruel betrayal by the world's delicious substance.
Okay, it's all chopped up now.
Do you have a jar or an airtight container? That'll keep them crunchy while we make the other things. Otherwise, the sugar will get sticky after a while. Say, why is that? Why are you looking in my direction? Because you're the smartest guy here. Because sugar has hydroscopic properties, which means it attracts the water molecules in the air. Water molecules would then disrupt the crystal structure of the hardened sugar that you just made. You heated up the sugar to about 150 degrees Celsius, also referred to as the hard crack stage. In this state, the sugar is hardened and brittle.
And crunchy.
But as the hardened sugar continues to pull moisture from the air, thus disrupting its crystal structure, it will lose its brittleness. Water is able to do that because it's polar molecule, which means that it has two different charge regions. The oxygen atom holds a partially negative charge, while the two hydrogen atoms hold a partially positive charge. This polarity gives the water ability to attract the other polar molecules. Not only that, the pair of hydrogen bonds in the molecules also. This goes on for another 5 minutes. I'm learning words!
I'll just go put these in a jar with some silica gel packets.
Silica gel, a form of silicon dioxide, is extremely porous. There's a large surface area that facilitates the moisture absorption and retention. It has the ability to absorb 40% of its own weight in water and is commercially disinfectant. In our case, it would absorb all the moisture in a small enclosed space, the sealed jar. Good to know. I think I turned this on. Oh, while you're gone, I dug this thing out of storage. Oh, right, you were right there. Oh, what is it?
Why don't you turn on the switch to find out?
Oh, a music player.
I thought it would be fitting here.
Did you play any of their songs?
It's only the birthday song, I'm afraid.
Aw, I wanted to play heavy metal like in the cooking shows. It's just kind of funny that you have to light it on fire every time.
I know. I like it though. Fire is cool.
Fire is hot, actually. I think it's a level 3 safety violation and therefore extremely stupid.
Oh, don't worry, the candle isn't real. Convincing though, right?
Oh, then it's just stupid. I love Proto so much. Never answered the feather question. I refuse to entertain it any further.
Have you ever had steamed buns? I've been making it. I feel like I've said this before.
You have. I was hoping that maybe it was something different. Ah, pancakes are my favorite food. Well, what's yours?
Good question. I'm not sure if I have one. Because it changes all the time. I gotta admit, I had trouble finding hazelnut flour. So I just made my own.
That's what Mama does too. She uses the motor and pesto for it. Motor and pesto. I knew that.
I just use a food processor. You think it would work with almond flour too?
Probably. But I like hazelnuts. Okay, I was hoping that it might do the fire one. Yes! I know fire is dangerous, but I like looking at it.
I know. Did you know that you can start a fire with just sunlight and a magnifying glass?
Really?
Yep. But don't try it on your own, okay?
Of course not. Sun is on the sun. I wish I still had the sun. I'm surrounded by lunatics. I probably said that in a beta. I'm surrounded by lunatics. We are making the syrup next.
Oh, syrup is super simple to make.
Well, I think it's scary. Because we're melting sugar again. I'll stay over here, away from the stove.
You can help me cut the butter at least. We'll need 2 tablespoons of it.
30 grams.
cut into smaller pieces with a butter knife.
Butter knife is safe for little old me.
On my side, we'll need a cup of brown sugar,
208 grams.
which goes in the saucepan along with half a cup of water.
120 grams.
Mix together with a small whisk, then heat over medium-high heat while constantly stirring.
Oh, don't forget that the maple syrup.
2 tablespoons, right?
40 grams. Wait, see why we even have syrup when melted? Why maple syrup always is liquid? You're looking at me again.
Gonna talk about invert sugar.
Maple syrup contains invert sugars, which are structurally different from table sugar. Invert sugars have better moisture retention properties and do not readily crystallize. It is typical to add invert sugar to syrups made with regular sugar in order to prevent the mixture from recrystallizing, which would lead to a grainy texture.
I normally just use honey or corn syrup for that.
Then it won't taste as good. I wouldn't know the difference regardless. Oh right, you can't eat.
Once the syrup boils, switch the heat down to medium-low and simmer for about 2 minutes while stirring. Nico, can you pass me the butter?
I cut it into little cubes like Mama does. Is that okay?
Nice. It can be any shape. The piece just needs to be small enough to melt quickly once added to the syrup.
Stirring it helps it melt faster.
Correct. Then we just take it off the heat and leave it in the pan to cool down to eating temperature.
Careful not to touch it though.
And we'll put butter in the syrup.
Maybe to make it more liquidy or something?
Is there bacon in the soup?
Is that from another Monty Python sketch?
Oh, that's from Invader Sim.
Oh. When we're finally ready to make pancake batter, the main event.
Yep, it's a 3 mixing bowl recipe.
1 bowl for dry ingredients, 1 bowl for wet ingredients, and 1 bowl just for the egg whites.
That's how you really know it's special, huh? Because of all the dishes you'll have to clean afterwards.
It's not labor of love without the labor, as Mama always says.
Looks like we'll also need a sifter and a whisk. More things to clean later.
And a pan. Don't forget the pan.
Because otherwise it would just be cake.
Actually, it would just be raw. We don't need to use the stove until the end, so I can help out way more this time. The first bowl is the egg white bowl. It needs to be super clean. No oil or it'll ruin everything.
I like to wipe down the bowl with some lemon juice just to be sure.
Then you want to take an egg and separate out the egg white. You can't mix any egg yolk into the egg white because egg yolk has oil in it. Say, because egg white is a pure protein. Protein molecules tend to link with each other to partially denture through mechanical forces whisking. I wish the background changed to more diagrams about exactly what was talking about instead of just being some stuff on periodic table and stuff. I do like the background though. The whisking process has also introduced a lot more air into the mixture, causing the protein to become a foam. Oil molecules will disrupt that mesh structure, causing the foam to collapse. That's what you were going to ask. How do you know? I'm so happy Proto has a lot more screen time in this than he did in Solstice. He's like a prominent character this time. Alright, back to the eggs. I like to suck out the egg yolk with a water bottle, but sometimes I can break egg yolks. I can also dig it out with my hands, but then my hands would get slimy.
I just use a separator.
Oh, that's handy.
It's handy because then you don't need to use your hands.
Okay, now I put the yolk in a second bowl, the green one, and we can leave the egg white alone for now. I hope it doesn't get lonely. It won't because it's just an egg. Half an egg. Alright, then we take a bowl with the egg yolk and mix it with half cup of buttermilk, which is very tasty. 112 grams. You'll want 3 tablespoons of regular milk to go in that too. 45 grams. Mix it all together and leave that alone too. You can put it next to the first bowl so that it doesn't get lonely. Don't get lonely, it's just milk. Okay, now we want to take the sifter and put it in half a cup of flour. 60 grams. Oh, but then I gotta take a tablespoon of flour out. 8 grams. Leaving me with 52 grams of flour. Right. Then add a tablespoon of cornstarch. Also 8 grams. And after that, add 2 tablespoons of hazelnut flour. The best part. 14 grams. Then 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. The other best part. 26 grams. Then 1 teaspoon of baking powder, which does not taste great on its own. 5 grams. Then finally, a pinch of salt. Less than 1 gram. Don't add too much or the pancakes will be salty.
Might still taste good, though.
Don't even joke like that.
I wasn't joking. There are salty pancakes out there, too, you know. I like to make mine with shredded vegetables, such as...
I will pretend not to hear you while I sift all this flour. Oh, bigger pieces of hazelnut instead of brown sugar might not go through the sifter. That's okay though, I'll just add the flour mix after everything is sifted through. Then you can mix it by hand one last time before adding it to the buttermilk mixture. You want to pour in the flour mixture slowly, then mix it with a spatula real gently.
Ah, that's called folding, where you mix the dry and wet ingredients together in sort of a cutting motion with the spatula.
If you overmix, the pancakes will get tough. Though I don't know, because it develops into gluten in the flour. Gluten is a mixture of proteins found in wheat flour, which is created when flour is mixed with water and further developed into an elastic network of elastic polymers. Thanks.
Gluten is great for making bread, but not so great if you want to make something softer like pancakes. Some people are also really allergic to gluten, so I gotta clean the kitchen really well for customers with allergies.
Aw, I feel bad for them because they can't have these pancakes.
Maybe they can use gluten-free flour. It might not be the exact same, but...
Maybe. Okay, now we leave the batter alone for about 20 minutes. This gives the baking powder time to activate, and will also hydrate the flour. Rest well, batter.
We'll need to wait a few more minutes for the batter to be ready. We should work on the egg whites now.
Okay, this part is really hard. You gotta take your whisk and whisk the egg whites a lot until it turns all white. It takes Mama forever to do this.
An electric whisk will make this a lot easier.
That's a thing?
Yeah,
What is this sorcery?
electricity.
That's handy.
That's why it's called a hand mixer. It's not actually why it's called that. A couple drops of lemon juice in the egg whites will also help.
Oh right, Mama does that too. I always wonder why that is. Because acid helps stabilize the protein foam. A slightly lower pH would keep the denatured proteins relatively loose, preventing them from folding back up. This allows the structure to be able to incorporate more air bubbles, creating more stable foam. Additionally, the acid most commonly used for meringue is cream of tartar. Oh, I love tartar sauce.
It's great in potato salad.
Oh, we normally just use it for seafood, especially fish. I like fish. But before you say catch like fish, I can assure you that's a coincidence. It is. Maybe that's why they named the famous cat after tartar sauce? Tartar sauce is something completely unrelated. The name tartar and cream of tartar sauce from potassium bitartrate, a potassium salt of tartaric acid, which potassium is a funny word. But it has a bad word in the middle, so I don't think I'm allowed to say that.
Oh shoot, you're right. Potium. Pronounced potium.
Potium. That sounds like potty. Let's stop talking about potassium. Okay. Shut up. Potty.
The egg's at soft peak right now. Do I keep going?
Mama usually waits until you can turn the bowl upside down. Without anything falling out, of course. Because that would just make a huge mess.
Stiff peaks it is then.
I'm really happy that Proto is just wants to be done with this so much faster. He just wants this to be over, considering he came here against his will. I love this more angry version of Proto.
And it's ready now.
So fast. Such is the power of technology. Okay, now I put the foam in the batter and do the fold mixing thing again. But we have to pour the egg foam into the batter, not the other way around. Otherwise it might mess up its conscience.
Consistency?
I knew that. Oh, and you have to use this batter right away. It'll go flat over time.
Okay, I'll heat up the stove then. He is not heating up the stove, he's just standing there.
Frankly, I don't understand why anyone would not use the metric system. Seems hard. Like something you do in a lab, not in a kitchen.
The kitchen is kind of like a lab, if you think about it. Cooking is basically chemistry in its own way. I'm very yawny today. Bye.
I don't really know the other steps because it's on a stove.
Okay, I'll take over then. Oh right, we don't have the regular griddle right now. It was damaged in the fire. I'll just have to make these in the pan.
That's what Mama does. She uses a really heavy black pan for these. I think it's called a cat's iron pan?
A cast iron pan?
That's the one. Silly me. You're not cats. Yeah, you are not cats. You're people. You're a person. Oh, and she adds a ton of butter to it.
We only have stainless steel pans right now, so butter would definitely help it not stick to the pan. Though that might not make very smooth looking pancakes. Butter tends to make it look more bubbly.
But it'll taste great. I need a stick of butter by itself if I could.
Well, we probably won't need that much butter for this batch.
These are custom animations for Ling, considering his only really animation is just cleaning a cup.
Since I usually make pancakes on a big non-stick griddle, I might be a little rusty doing it the old-fashioned way. Unlike this pan, which doesn't rust because it's made of steel. I'll start heating up the pan on medium heat with some butter.
About 4 or 5 out of 9 on the standard stove.
Give it maybe a couple minutes, then add a drop of water to the pan. If it sizzles, that means the pan is hot enough.
Scary.
Then, you lower the heat down a notch to around 3, and...
Hi, Mom. Love you. Keep reading. Oh, you already finished.
How much batter does your mom normally use?
Let's see. About 1/3 of a cup? Conversion data for pancake batter not found in database. Not much batter to make a pancake about 4 inches across. So we'll end up with 5 or 6 pancakes. You can make it bigger, but they'll be harder to flip.
Okay, first pancake down. Let's wait about 5 minutes for that to cook. Then you can slide a spatula under it. If it feels solid enough to lift without collapsing, it's ready to flip. And barely any color. I expected this.
First pancake is always ugly.
Cook it for 4 more minutes on the other side. Flip it, and done. Same on the other side too. I guess the pan isn't hot enough yet.
I think that pancakes look pretty good. That's okay. The Messiah will accept the ugly pancake as sacrifice.
Now to make the rest.
Don't forget to add more butter between each pancake.
I'll crank the heat up a notch. To 4 this time. Maybe this will help it brown better. I don't want to turn it up too high because it might burn.
Nothing surer than a burned pancake.
Every stove is different though, so these definitely aren't hard numbers. Oh, this pancake turned out nicer. Though the pan is too hot now, so if I add more butter, now it'll explode.
Scary. Because butter is an emulsion of fat and water, both of which do not mix with each other. The explosions are caused by the water rapidly turning it into steam under high temperatures.
Yep, that's why you don't put out a grease fire with water. I'll lower the heat back to 3 for now. Guess we can just adjust the heat as we cook the rest. And done.
We're just about ready to put everything together.
Yep.
Let me do it. Okay, so we stack the pancakes and add a square of butter on to it like this. And then, where's the syrup?
It's over here on the stove.
Back in the danger zone.
It was starting to congeal, so I'm warming it back up. Caramel syrups tend to solidify after a while. Especially in our case, since it's not a true caramel, so it'll get gritty as it cools. Nothing a few minutes on the stove can't fix, though. But you have to stir it the entire time or it might burn.
Yeah. Okay, then we pour the warm, not burnt syrup on top. and sprinkle the candy hazelnuts on top of that. And done. It looks kind of burnt, Nico. I gotta say that pancake does not look that appetizing. If it was more...
But it is full of love and friendship.
Slum protein, some fats. Now, normally I would eat the whole thing myself, but you guys worked so hard on this. So we should all share. I cannot eat. Oh, right. Well, more for me then.
I'll just eat the extra pancake that didn't fit the stack.
That's a sad one. Sad, lonely, and decorated. Never mind.
Professional at work. You want to eat the rest of these at a table?
Yeah.
Right then, let's take a break from the kitchen.
I'm still here for some reason. Do I say anything about this? The fruit of our labor. It's not actually fruit.
Oh no! I completely forgot we were open early today. How long have you guys been waiting? 29 minutes and 7 seconds.
Oh, I just got here. Hi, Nico. Hi, Lula. Hi, Lamplighter Man.
I have a name.
What you guys doing back in the kitchen? I was teaching Ling how to make pancakes. But doesn't Ling already know how to make pancakes? Not these special ones my mama makes.
And thank you for sharing that with me. I learned a lot today.
So the master has become the student. I just realized
Mostly about molecules.
I just realized the voice he gave Lamplighter sounds a lot like Tom Waits' voice.
It does sound a lot like Tom. But Tom Waits would play the lamplighter guy. I can see why you like these so much now. It's a very involved recipe. Almost more like a cake than a pancake.
What? That's so cool! Me next, I got to go next. Oh, you want to learn how to make these pancakes too?
You might be a little too young. Even an older kid like Nico is scared of some parts.
Hey, I wasn't scared. It's just self-defense. Like Kung Fu? Huh? Are you karate chopping all the pots and pans because you were scared? What? No. Because I would.
You mean like self-preservation?
Yeah, that. I don't know that word. I just don't want to be near a hot stove. Especially not around sugar lava.
Exactly. Nico was just being responsible.
Can you eat the lava? Absolutely do not eat the lava.
And the responsible thing for me to do is not let Alula anywhere near a stove. We'll teach you how to make these pancakes when you're a little or a lot older, okay?
No, I want to teach you how to make my favorite food. It does not have lava.
Oh, in that case, sure.
Yay!
Guess it's open house day in the kitchen.
Even Lamplighter was coming along.
What's he building in there?
I don't think Lamplighter is gonna ask when someone's building in a garage.
He might.
Let's see. You got any bread?
Sure, but it's just pre-sliced, not the loaves you guys normally have.
That's even better. Now we're gonna have to cut it. Okay. You gotta cook the bread on a pan over hot coals.
We have a toaster.
That's even better. Now we get some yogurt and salt and mix in some salt seasons.
Seasons? Like spring and summer?
Of course not, silly.
Winter it is.
That's not what I mean, and you know it.
I'm assuming you want sea moss salt. We got a shipment from the Glen a while ago. We also have garlic salt, which tastes similar, but a lot stronger.
Give me the garlics. We don't get much of this back home. Okay, mix the salt with the yogurt, and then just spread it on the bread with a spoon. I like to rip up some fish into little pieces and put it on top. Smoked fish, not alive. Do you got any?
We have smoked salmon. Will that work?
My favorite! Then I can put on some seeds on top of the fish to make it crunchy.
Will these artisanal toasted sesame seeds work?
I'll take it. Just thinking about lamplighters. Food. Sesame seed inferior. A lot of fish, a lot of protein, a lot of salt. No bird seed.
I don't think I would enjoy that.
No, the fish seems raw.
And yogurt on bread. It's not raw, it's cause smoked. But
Yogurt on bread, the texture doesn't seem that good.
Yeah, I feel like salty yogurt on bread is. So, oh, you want to make something too? I was actually just gonna order my regular jug of coffee, but breakfast won't hurt. Look at you, eating food. Cover your eyes, kids, or your parents might get mad. Step one.
No!
Toast a slice of bread.
Even the music is knowing that this is a terrible thing.
2, cover it with butter at room temperature. Step C, sprinkle on instant coffee and sugar to taste. Done.
That's an abomination.
Hey, don't judge. It tastes okay.
Good for children, no. Good for grown-ups, no.
It's not good for anybody.
No.
It doesn't even taste okay. And that's breakfast. For lunch, I normally mix the instant coffee into some 3-minute noodles. The cup kind. You don't need to add the sugar. Or if I'm really in a rush, I just put a scoop of coffee into a bag of uncooked. I think you should leave the kitchen.
That's one of the worst things I've ever seen. How's it going, Alula? That was so much fun! Too bad we didn't get to karate chop any pans, though.
Please do not do that. I should probably start the coffee machines. Do you want any, Nico?
No thanks. Coffee is for grown-ups. I hear it's really bitter.
As long as you drink it black. Well, I like it in a decaf hazelnut cappuccino or mocha latte, though.
I only understood one of those words. I like it black. Let's turn off the music player. Lula! Have you been here this whole time? Don't go running off like that. Sheesh. Sorry, I got hungry. Ordering food is so easy in the city, though. The nice guys at the cafe feeds me for free because I am very cute and also a baby. Can't argue with that. And he gives this guy here free food because he doesn't take care of himself despite being a grown-up and his house is probably really messy.
Hey.
Just saying. Whoa, hey, what's with all the decorations? Is it someone's birthday? Did you just notice?
I guess you could call it a birthday. It's the 10-year anniversary.
We got bacon.
Spam, egg, sausage, and spam.
Anniversary of what? Someone's wedding, or?
I don't think anyone here is married. It's the anniversary of the original. Oh, right, you weren't around for that. That's okay, neither was I.
I was, I think.
So, these ones who are like, I was, or whatever, they were in the first game?
Yeah, they were in the first game, but most of these people are original characters for the remake.
The remake?
Yeah.
Not this, but...
The 2016 version is a remake of the 2014 one.
Ah, so these characters were added for the 2016 version.
Anyway, your character.
This one's one of mine?
Yeah. Remember yesterday night?
What are anniversaries but grim reminders that we are inching another year closer to our inevitable demise? I wasn't around either. I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
I'm just here for emotional support.
Thanks.
Yeah, a lot of us got here pretty late, didn't we? Especially me. Yeah, you guys really lost me there. Though it was 10 years ago. You think I can remember that far back? He doesn't. But I'm not gonna pass up an excuse to party. Hey! Hey! Anyway, where's all the booze? What a crowd!
I'll say, Looks like I got a lot of cooking to do now, huh?
Oh, I'll help. We can make more pancakes. Pancakes. Count me in. You know I'm always up for some breakfast for dinner.
George, it's 8 in the morning. We're having breakfast for breakfast. Let me guess, you pulled an all-nighter on those manuscripts again?
You know it, babe. Breakfast for dinner for breakfast. For lunch. Because we already ate. Pancakes, that makes me nostalgic.
We haven't seen them in a long time, have we?
Yeah.
What are you two whispering about? Just reminiscing. Nico! These must have been important. These must be really important to you.
Of course. This is my mom's special recipe. They're my favorite thing to eat ever.
Ah, how wonderful.
You don't want to know how long these took to make, though. I was there.
But that time is not wasted if you spend it on something you care about.
It's true. These pancakes turned out really good because we spent a lot of time on them.
Sick. They won't make you sick. Unless you eat 100 of them. 5,500 grams.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Eating 100 pancakes?
If they're as good as you say, we just might.
Alongside some spam!
Collectively. I can't eat 100 pancakes by myself.
That's quitter talk. Speaking of whom, Lampman.
I have a name.
You're not gonna bail on us again, are you?
I was just gonna go back to work, but I guess everyone is staying, so it'd be super awkward if I left now. Yeah, sure. I'll stay.
I'd go for a second breakfast. I am a grown day bird. My body demands nutrients.
Nutrients, but it's mostly just sugar. It's a party, so who cares? Sugar is a nutrient, technically.
That means we get to eat as much as we want.
That's the spirit. Spirit? There are no spirits here. I'm talking about booze. Magpie, we just said it's like 8 in the morning. What? I'm not getting much. Just a shot. Just one. One shot.
I don't think this is the right kind of establishment for booze. Just spam, sausage, eggs, and spam.
One shot.
Kip's right. We just have breakfast foods here mostly.
Like punch of the pancakes coming up. Or how many orders we get. Let's not keep everyone waiting.
Okay, I'll go back to work then. See you in a bit.
Hey, I just said I want to help. Don't start without me. Let's say this on 3. 1, 2, 3. One shot! 10th anniversary. Thank you for playing. Thank you for all...
Thank you for all your support in the last 10 years. Is this free? Is this like a giveaway that they did?
This was free. You can actually just download it on the internet if you want to play it again. Really the concept. Oh, there was an anniversary merch.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just thought I'd take a little pancake break, and thank you, Dad, for joining this with me.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, I'll see you guys whenever I make my next video, which will hopefully be soon. Yeah. Have a good rest of your day, everyone, and bye.